How is it going? Pardon any lag. One day I'm gonna be so fast at getting these screens set up. Is it today? Close. Pretty close. Welcome back to the channel. I know this can't be your first show. Just making sure I have audio. I'm sure I do, but if I don't check. Yeah, that sounds like me. All right, what's up, everybody? What's up, Chris? How's it going? How has your Saturday been so far? It's the end of the month too, and whenever it's a Saturday and it's the last day of the month, you know you're automatically going to get a Friday the 13th the following month, if you're into that kind of thing. Yeah, Saturday was pretty good. It rained at some point last night. It was kind of nice because I'm laying there. I, nod out. I don't just go to sleep. I just pass out. So I'm asleep and I'm kind of dreaming about the rain. Like, oh, that would be so nice if it did rain. That's so pleasant. And then I finally woke up all the way and I realized my window was open and I have a lot of cardboard to keep the light out. So it's like, let me actually close the actual glass so water doesn't get in and just do all that stuff and just. Like, why couldn't it do this after the sun's up? And then I thought, well, that's going to get rid of the humidity and it's going to be nice for today. I mean, I've been wrong before. It's not too bad. It's just like you can feel there's a storm nearby, kind of humid. So if it was worse, I'd be wearing the V-neck. So it's not so bad. What's up, Lisa? How's it going? Oh, thanks. Thanks for the song. Oh, Patrick, hey, how's it going? I said, the Zells were really good last night, and the Franklies were on form. Thanks to Miss Shorty for hosting. Absolutely, yeah, I'm definitely gonna bring that up tonight since we are gonna get a Monday show together since Frank's off for Labor Day. I'll use Monday's show will be the balcony chat, so we'll catch up with Quite Frankly on Monday, and that'll be good since the first week of September is just a slight bit busy. But we're gonna keep it chill tonight. I really do want to get into what the Zells have been up to, and just a few other topics I've got. We can breeze through if we've got time. We should. Frank hasn't said anything official. He didn't say he would go live Saturday, but he could, which would be, like sitting out on his back porch, smoking a cigar, just kicking it thing. So if he does do that, I do have my notifications turned up just a little bit. Oh, didn't mean to open up a whole app. So if that happens, I'll hopefully hear it and we'll stop this, hop over to Quite Frankly. And then we'll see what he's doing. And then as far as Monday goes, that would be a full show here since I'm pretty sure he's taking that day at least from 7 to 9, like off, so he wouldn't be go living then. If he does go live on Monday, it would be earlier in the day. Not quite sure. He didn't say. Oh, Lisa says rain, rain, and more rain. Dog sitting sister's doggy. Oh, he shat on your walkway. Oh, well, I'm glad he's comfortable enough to have a movement. Ugh, that sucks. And it's good to get a dog watch, though. That's more power to you. Ugh. Yeah, just a pretty good Saturday. Can't complain. Getting everything a little bit closer. So if you haven't been Well, it's been a little bit hard to stay in touch this week with, quite frankly, not being on YouTube, but he will be right back on YouTube on Tuesday the 3rd, so don't worry about that. They pull this kind of thing. It used to be a monthly thing, once a month, right around the cusp. They would give Frank a week off of YouTube. So we got used to finding other platforms. And it was September last year, they gave Frank a week off. And we came back and he had 100K subscribers. So it's almost tradition. Watch them pull this again. If they don't pull it again this time next year, maybe they'll back it up a month and do it in July, which wouldn't it figure the sun being in a water sign, but getting ahead of myself. I noticed the pattern that they have. So don't even pull this in October. That would be terrible. What if they did pull this in October and they had Frank off the second week of October, which is my New Year's Day, and then the third week of October, Frank is off. So that would be, yeah, we would just be somewhere else for a week, and then I'd work for a week. That's fine. That's what I'm doing this next year. This year for you, next year for me. Patrick, right. Lisa, if you lived on a boat, the dog would have done it on the poop deck. But good one, good one. And smash that like button if you haven't already. You know you're gonna like this show. Yeah, Chris, yeah, everyone loves a forced unwanted YouTube break. Yeah. Just gotta set down all your stuff and pick it all up and carry it to another chat room and set it all down and get comfy. And it's at least with, I mean, it's kind of bad for you because you're new, but you'll get used to it as the years go on. At least once a year, it used to be more, but like get one or two other chat rooms that you're comfortable in. Either you like the people or you like the just the layout, the way it feels to type, the setup, and all that. Because some are easier to work with than others, just in case this comes up again. And Frank always does warn, this can happen at any time. So always have that backup in place, just in case. And Frank does direct people to Pilled. I don't. I'll direct you to where I go, which is Twitch. And right now, for any reason, if Frank is live and he's for some reason not live on YouTube or Twitch, then we would go to Rumble. And then both Twitch and Rumble both have apps for the smart TV. Yeah, for your smart TV. Pardon me, this is just a little too high. There we go. Like okay, I can't sit up that tall. Just to get everything working smoothly. Worst case scenario, I do have an app so I can go to websites. So if I am stuck going to Pilled, like watching the show on Pilled, what I do is just go to my website app and then I go to Quite Frankly TV, which automatically has the Pilled stream playing. Oh, John Rogers, how's it going? Oh, cool. Setting up your tent. Awesome. Yeah, I do it now while the weather's still nice. That's so cool. I have never been camping. I've been in a camper, but never been camping. I don't believe they have Wi-Fi out there. I don't know what I would do at 4 p.m. and then I could only go on a Sunday. But it must be nice just to have the quiet and the crickets and no like creeps out there or chupacabras. Lisa, not good to be a little too high, I must say. Yeah, you just want to get right up to that edge of, oh, I should stop here, and then like come down a bit and then you can get high. You don't want to overdo it, then you're just wasting your stuff. So yeah, last night was part 2 of the Zells being on a channel called Miss Shorty. And I'll be honest, I don't know her channel. I just know it because of them. But she's a nice lady for hosting them. Australian. If I didn't know that already, which I didn't. On her page, one of her live shows, either before or after the Zells, it had Australian flag emojis in the title. So I'm like, ah, well, that's where she's from. So I don't know how they met each other, but she's hosting them, and it's a multi-part series. I don't know how long it's going to go on for. I brought it up before. I hope it goes on forever. I was actually just figuring this out since it comes up on Fridays at 9. She moved it back to 9 o'clock so the Franklies could be there. If this keeps going all through September and into October, my New Year's Day is on a Friday, so I'm just thinking ahead. This might not happen. I might be jinxing it, but theoretically we would go to, quite frankly, on that Friday, and then right after that, it would be the Zells. So that would be a great way to end the day. It might not happen, but I'm just saying it could, and that would be awesome. But it also could not because I could have just jinxed it. So I'm not going to look forward to it. But if it happens that day, I will be excited about it that day. Oh, that sucks. Elisa's saying misjudged the high tide once long ago. Had waves lapping at my tent. Oh, that was a rude awakening. Kept dreaming I was drowning and I had to pee so bad and then I woke up and son of the flood happened. Noah. Oh no, we're just on the beach. Okay. Thought it was the rapture. That guy Nick seems like a nice fellow though. Yeah, I got to get used to people in the chat room. That's one thing I don't usually do is go to new places. Any chat rooms I go to, I've been going there for a long time, but I want to get to know those folks, just like at the when we go to Tenant Media once a month, just because they're interesting people. If they like the topic, then they got to be good folks. They want to see justice. They don't want to see children being hurt. You know that they're good people too. They wouldn't be sitting in that chat room listening to these horrible details unless they wanted to do good. So that they're all good people, but it is tough to hear and we're sitting in the chat room and maybe one or two folks over the course of like an hour and a half they're like, yeah, I'm gonna have to watch this later. I can't do this right now. And it's like, hey, no problem, no worries, because at the time I'm excited in the chat room, but then I always watch it back the next day. So this morning I'm re-listening to it, and I'll be honest with you. I mean, I've heard some bad things. I can imagine bad things. Uh, I've heard like true crime stories before, details. They brought up Faces of Death one time, those videos. So like I saw those too, but I will honestly sit there and listen to these podcasts back and I'm just sitting there hugging a pillow like, "Oh my God." It's like you can imagine it, but then to actually hear like this is what people actually did to children, it's just like if you I cringe a few times listening to that. It is tough to get through. I won't lie to you. And uh I focus on the hey, what's up, Frank Zell? How you doing? That's the Frank Zell from Quite Frankly and the Zells. In the Zeller.com. I've actually got that. It's in here somewhere. Pardon the lag. Is it gonna? It's not gonna. Don't embarrass me while I'm live, computer. That's them. But Frank Zell said, Shorty replied to my post about one of the poems. She asked us to come on with her. We agreed. Easy peasy, Japanese. Awesome. Yeah. Because she just glancing around her site, she seems to be into that line of stuff, like current events, true things, stuff that I don't do on this channel. So she's on top of cases. I believe she's doing a show today about addiction, so I'm gonna avoid that because I would like to do my own show about addiction because I have been I don't know, there and back again. You can be addicted, you can get through it. What's up, Dandy? How's it going? Yeah, that was really good at the well, you guys know the Zells from Quite Frankly. They always put on a good show, but it's it's not lighthearted like Quite Frankly is. It is the John Benet Ramsey case, and if you haven't listened to that three-parter that they did in December, you should on an empty stomach. I'm not gonna lie, that's again still traumatized by part two of that. It's okay. Uh, it is good to know. Again, we have to hear all this bad stuff because this is how we stop this thing from happening to children in the future. So somebody's got to hear it, and it might as well be us. Oh yeah, Shorty is into the Karen Reed trial, or the Karen Reed, just full stop. I believe that has come up on Quite Frankly, but you know me with my steel trap memory. I don't want to say anything about it that isn't true. I'd just be just talking out my rear end. I don't want to get anything wrong about a case. I don't want to come up as disrespectful. So like as far as like the John Benet Ramsey case, that is something the Zells know. All I know is seeing it everywhere in the 90s and what they have said on that podcast. I don't know any more than they do, and so I can't speculate, I guess, on anything. They know it all, so I just wait for them to come up with the information. And, maybe at the end of the trial, or not the end of the trial, but maybe after their series, I'll come up with something. But I don't study the case, so I don't have any insight to it. So if you have any questions, you can check them out. They're on social media. Actually, Miss Shorty kept dropping the Zells because they are on Twitter. And I know I've shared this before, but this is the tweet it's a tweet from Frank Zell. It's got part one of that three-parter. You could easily get to all three parts. You can go to my homepage, my year 24 playlist. The second, third, and fourth videos are those. Since I watched them this year, it does get dark, but you listen to that, you learn the signs. That way you can go about your real life and keep your eye out for bad people around children. Put it like that. Don't want to quite get too dark. Yeah, Frank Zell saying, yeah, sorry, we tried not to go in depth on the abuse, but yeah, it's rough. Yeah, they sometimes do give details, but sometimes they skip those details. And again, if you've listened to that three-parter, you know why. I'm sure it's nothing they want to have to repeat every single time. It's bad enough to know the thing, it's another thing to say it to others. Hey, here's this terrible stuff I found out. One, it's tough stuff. So, like we were saying in the chat room yesterday, go watch some cute animal videos afterwards. Go watch something funny. Go hug your kids. Do something wholesome after you watch that. Maybe don't have that be the last thing you listen to when you fall asleep. Can't guarantee what kind of dreams you'll have. But I'm putting those in a playlist. They're good. And there's even do I have this yet? I don't have it here yet. But she's got the part 3 is already up to for next Friday at 9 p.m. So you can check her out. Do I have I'm trying to find the fastest way to get this to you. Hang on. Maybe. I said mute, damn it. I don't want to hear you talk. Maybe this is it. I think it is. I'm gonna find out the hard way when I hit enter. Pardon any lag. Yeah, okay. Yeah, there goes part three right there on Miss Shorty's channel, and you can subscribe to her if you would like, with notifications on. I'm sure she would appreciate it. But I will. I have been tweeting out when those go live so you guys will know just in case. And some folks I understand, you do something after, quite frankly, on Friday, you can't show up live. You can always watch it after the fact. And if you do watch it after the fact, there are no ads. If you are watching live, it does have ads every so often, but these last two replays, no ads. Frank Zell, yeah, September 6th, part 3, we tackle the poems. Oh, awesome. Yeah, Shorty told me to tell you thank you. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, we just want the best experience for everybody. And I don't know everything about technology, clearly. Uh, but Chris does. So he's got a better, he's a musician, so he's just going to be able to hear things more easily than the rest of us can who are not musicians. And he listened to it for a while, and he could just tell what the issue was on whatever end, because all I know is no speakerphone, turn off the show in the back room, the background, and like the quite frankly stuff that we always run into. Don't set down your phone on speakerphone and walk across your house and shout into the room with the phone while you've got the show playing. But yeah, definitely tune in for those. It is later in the day. Probably don't want to be eating during them. Uh, but it is a good crowd of people in there. There was some chick or person, I don't know if it was a girl, but gifted something, subscriptions or something. So that was nice of that person. Like they know each other there. It's a smaller room. Uh, let's say like less than 100 folks watching. So it's not like being at, quite frankly. But that's okay. A smaller room, you can have a more intimate conversation. And we're being a little bit, I thought maybe I was being just a little bit too silly, but if they called me on it, I was going to tell them, hey, this stuff is so dark. I want to kind of keep it lighthearted. But it was all good. Everybody kind of understood it was dark subject matter and was kind of, let's joke about something while we hear about the worst things people do to children and just stay out of Boulder, Colorado. And there is a lot of good information in those podcasts. It isn't just dark details about abuse. There is good advice in there as far as again, things to look out for to keep your children away from. And they will talk about just their interview techniques, and just it's something you got to listen to for yourself rather than me sitting here and listening to it and make a like bullet point about every good thing they hit on. Just watch it yourself. It's again, it is dark, but it's not going to be the absolute worst thing. There are pictures. It's not graphic like that. So you can just listen and turn off your imagination so you don't think about it too hard. Chris is saying, Frank, do we get a reveal on who wrote the poems on the 6th? Lisa said, miss it. My grand spent yesterday afternoon, evening with me. They are my good medicine. I am blessed by them. Absolutely. That is so amazing. That too, yeah. If you have children or family around, you listen to a podcast like that, go give them a hug afterwards. Hug your pets. It's bad. One thing, this was towards the end though, that Frank Zell brought up. Sorry, I got a few things here really close. He mentioned a fella named Gary Webb who worked for the Cleveland Plains dealer. He said in the 80s, 90s. And the only reason that made me stop was because when I'm live, I'm an hour away from Cleveland. And then when he said 80s and 90s and dealing with the mob, I don't know if there's any connection to this at all. This is just where my brain went because I've seen the movie. But it made me think of this was the 70s, a fella named Danny Green. I only know about this fella from a movie called Kill the Irishman. Ray Stevenson, I believe it was 2011 it came out. Also had Vincent D'Onofrio in it. They filmed some of it up in Cleveland, and it is kind of creepy to see. Like I've been there before. Like some of the buildings and areas look like kind of familiar, even though I don't know the city that well. So it kind of creeped me out about that. But it made me wonder if that guy dealing with the mob ever dealt with the Danny Green case. I mean, maybe it's roughly the same area. Why not? That might not have anything to do with anything. I'm not saying it does. That's just what came to mind. Like, hey, I know something ish about that. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe they're connected. Maybe they're not. Maybe I'm just talking out my rear end. I don't know. Maybe I just wanted to bring up that movie. You should watch it. How have you not seen that yet? Yeah, Frank Zell, yes, saying it's we need to write a fine line, legal reasons. The name itself is not important. The person who knows, connections, that's the key stuff. Yeah. And what's up, Kara? How's it going? Yeah, like they were saying, it's not about who did these things, it's about why they did those things. So it's not about finding like one guilty party. It's about finding it's not about one person, it's about the whole thing. Which I like that because it's easy to focus on one person and okay, we took one person down. Okay, you took one person down out of how many hundreds and thousands of perverts out there. So they're more focused on stopping the whole thing rather than going after like one guy or girl who they think is responsible. Kind of being vague. Yeah, great to see everybody. And smash the like button if you haven't already. Time certainly does fly. Oh. And then, yeah, you can follow those links. So you can follow Frank Zell on social media. He does post more than just about the case. And then you can find the Zeller is also on Twitter. Yeah, and then their website and Miss Shorty. You can follow her, find her. All these folks are on other social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Everybody's all scattered about. And then since the sun is in Virgo, this happened in Cancer and it happened in Leo. But do we have Virgos that are like, do we have two Virgos with the same birthday? I wonder about that with this channel. Because I have found people over on, I think somebody here and then somebody else on Twitch, they have birthdays near mine, like the day after or a couple days before, but not exactly on the 18th. Yeah, yeah. Frank Z2137. That's his age. He's older than me. No. Nothing. Lost my train of thought. Fantastic. Well, hmm. How about this? Speaking of bad people, I'm a bad person, and I'll tell you why. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Because I told you about Fear the Walking Dead. I forget when, but you were there for it. Yeah, Frank Celia, take it easy. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, have a good one. Just keep doing what you do. We'll keep tuning in. Yeah, so I told you guys about Fear the Walking Dead. There were like about three moments in this terrible show that are just pure gold, and you really have to wade through all the shit to get to them. You can't just jump in out of context and watch these episodes because one, I'm not for that. Two, not all of the acting is good enough to inform you about why the situation is the way it is. Why are the characters acting this way? Why do they care about this guy? Why do they care about that? I'm being vague. I don't want to spoil anything for you because I did just jump in and watch those three episodes I was thinking of like last week. And I remembered what was going on, so it was, okay, this is so emotional. This is so bad. But no, you couldn't do that if you didn't know who the characters were or anything like that. It wouldn't hit as hard for you. So again, don't do that. So now, again, two of the episodes are just kind of I told you about the guy going to see his daughter and he arrives too late, and then the other scene with that character Nick when he dies and the way he just appears in heaven with that exhale. Those two stand alone, those are fine. But then the other third one, the bottle episode with the character I do like, as I'm sitting there watching it, and I haven't seen it in a few years, and it's a bottle episode. You don't even know who that one you kind of can jump into because the character was new when that episode first came out, but I'm kind of getting off topic. As I'm sitting there watching that, I'm realizing I do like this character, and he was only on for not the whole show. So I do want to see what happened with that character. And then I realized if I want to do that for myself, I'm going to have to suffer through every episode that man was in just to get the full character's story. Because again, I haven't watched this in a few years. I watched it when it premiered. I forget when season 4 of Fear the Walking Dead premiered. So it was that long ago. So I'm thinking I'm gonna have to suffer through like 3 seasons of this just to find out, and then I'm done. I don't think I can finish that whole show. It did end in 2023, thank the gods. But I wouldn't like if he dies in season or they get rid of his character, whatever happens to his character in season whatever, and it goes on for 3 more. I'm not gonna put myself through that. So I'm just gonna have to suffer through 3 seasons. But here's why I'm a bad person. Because I told you about those other 2 episodes that are very good, that are worth suffering through all that shit to get through. And it is on Netflix. I shouldn't even brought it up, but the fact that I brought it up means, again, you can't just jump right into those episodes. So if you do want to watch them, you would have to put yourself through Fear the Walking Dead. It's like, hey, stick your hand in that trash compactor. It'll be worth it. It hurts so bad and it's so boring. And like, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. And it doesn't even start to get good until the beginning of season 3. And but it's honestly worth it for those, okay, for 2 moments and a really good character. And then it's worth it for another character that came onto the show for a time. So like there is good in it. maybe the bad makes the good better. Maybe I'm telling you to watch a terrible show and those episodes will fly right by and you'll be like, what the hell was Nikki talking about? What the hell season was that even in? Oh, that was in season what? Who? So maybe I don't want to recommend anything bad to you, but I'm kind of am like, this is not, I mean, if you enjoy it, great, more power to you, but it honestly hurt every week to get through. And but for those moments it was worth it for me, so maybe you'll sit through that show and you'll find some actors that you like or some scenes that you like, or like, hey, what if they took this element and put it in a good show, just I don't know, maybe you'll get something out of it. So I kind of want to say watch the Fear of the Walking Dead up to a point, but that point seems to be quite a ways into the show. You know what? If you're a fan of Deadwood, this is what all 3 seasons look like. It's white. Um, that's is that turning up on camera? It's a little bit fuzzy. That's what I'll be reviewing. If you've watched that, go ahead, jump into Fear of the Walking Dead. Maybe it will hurt less. Um, yeah. I will revisit that sometime here, in the next year. I will go through at least those episodes with the actor I like, and then at the end of that, I'll come back to you and let you know if it's worth it up to that point. But it's easier to tell you to watch all of Game of Thrones because that didn't start to get shaky until the last 2 seasons, and those are short seasons, so it doesn't even hurt that bad. I mean, it does kind of, and there's stuff that's hard to see, but it's a much better show on the whole. I never had to. Uh, I I don't think I ever had to force myself through an episode of Game of Thrones. So it is a better show, but if you like some of the actors on Deadwood, okay, jump into Fear. But I feel really bad recommending that to you. I'm sorry. If you like it, great. If it just hurts, I'm sorry. And there was one thing, if I were to watch the whole thing over again, I would only do it by force. There is one thing I'll never sit through again in that. I think it's season 1. I'm gonna spoil it for you right now. I think it's a character, Nick, who is a starts out as a heroin addict, and he stumbles across this plane crash and goes inside. There's this dude screaming to just kill me, and then the character doesn't understand why, goes to find out, looks behind his back, and they show it, but you can see his spine sticking out of his back. And I have a bad back. I can't see that. I won't sit through that again. Ugh. Those are some good episodes, though. I mean, just on their own. I know what happened, so I can watch them on their own, but they're good episodes on their own. Yeah. Lisa, you didn't fall asleep on Game of Thrones? Oh no, because I watched the first 5 seasons. Let me back up. I got into it in 2016, so I had some catching up to do, and that's when they announced Ian McShane was going to be on the show. So I'm like, well, hell yeah. So I got caught up. It was like season 5. Uh, gets to the episode with him. Love that episode for another reason. Uh, and then the website I was watching it on, like, they got in some kind of trouble where they could not upload anything anymore. Like, I was watching everything. It came on Sunday. I was watching them on Monday. Website got in trouble, no more. So I couldn't see season like 6, 7, and 8, which was fine. I was doing other stuff. Carrie, yeah, GOT ending was disappointing. So, like last year or the year before, I just said F it. I like most of the show. Um, I've got clipped videos of it. I thought I had clipped videos of it online, but those got deleted. So again, I just said F it, just bought the whole series box set. I'm like, I'll just watch the end fresh, find out myself. Because again, I had watched literal days, probably weeks worth of reviews of that show and how much people did not like the end. So I had it all on DVD. I could watch it myself at my own pace. You know, start at the beginning, go all the way through. Then you get to the, oh boy, here's what I haven't seen. And I would like to do like a proper, more full review of it. But one thing I did notice in the later seasons that none of these other channels touched on, like big, good channels, thorough hour-long, like Mahler reviews. One thing nobody ever mentioned was that one reason of many why the show was not as good in the later seasons is they did not have all of the same cast. So if you have fewer great cast members on there and just have the good to okay ones, then like, yeah, of course the quality is gonna drop down. And nobody noticed that. It's like, well, yeah, you kill off one good character, or they just, you know, F off for so many episodes, and like, yeah, the rest are not gonna be as good. Nobody mentioned that. Maybe they thought it went without saying. Maybe they thought there was other things to complain about, but that's just one thing I noticed. Like, hey, this scene would be better with him in it or her in it. Oh wait, they're not around. So it's, oh, Ricky Lynn, how's it going? How's your Saturday? Saturday? It's Saturday. Do I need to plug this in? Not quite yet. Um, and then of course, you know, it was too dark. Um, a lot of just not dialogue. I mean, there are good parts. Don't get me wrong. It isn't just like one day it just hits a certain episode and then it's just crap. It's not like that. It does have good things in it still, but it does, you know, that they are focusing on John and Danny, and those actors don't have good chemistry. I don't think they care about each other. It honestly feels like two, well, like how it would be in real life. Two political people are just, you know, royals or whatever, are just getting together just for the political alliance, and they don't really have feelings for each other. And that's how it comes off. But it also comes off like they're forcing feelings when they don't have to. It's just it's very odd. They just don't have the chemistry that was needed to carry that show to the end. Nothing against the actors because they do fine on their own. It's just when they get together, I don't know if they were fighting. I don't know if there was other outside influences that, you know, maybe the set was stressful. I don't know what was happening, but it's just I wasn't feeling it. Like, I don't think they're in love. I didn't understand why they were in bed together. Like, no. Just, you know, not terrible, but not, you know, it doesn't, it's not ending strong the way season one was. Patrick, can tell you're a cat fan, Nikki. Even a Puma t-shirt looks perfect. Oh, thank you. This is just a it's very thin, the material it's made out of. It's like a boy's shirt, um or like youth, you know, whatever they call it, shirts. And it's thin, so like it's something you're supposed to wear when you're running or being active or something like that. Cuz I have another I was gonna wear my purple shirt, but then it's actually a thick shirt. I would be sitting here sweating too much. But yeah, I'm not sponsored by Puma, but I'm definitely a cat person. Every single cat I can get to like me. Yeah, Ricky, yeah, I think it's Saturday. It's good. Yeah. I never know what day it is. Even I will honestly, it will on Monday, I will think that the next day is Friday, and that's only because Friday I have to put a post out by 9:03 p.m. So I don't know why my brain just skips the whole week, and then it's weird. I have to put everything on my phone or I'll forget it. I Nothing triggers in my head that says, 5 days of quite frankly, then do a live show. Like I don't have that muscle memory, but I know when it's 7 p.m. So if it wasn't, even if I didn't go live, I would still have that 7 p.m. feeling. It happens on Sunday too, which is always odd because I know nothing comes on Saturday, Sunday, but that will still come up. And then I'm like grabbing my phone, like, why am I grabbing my phone? It didn't make a noise. And I look at the time and I'm like, oh, okay, that's fine. Chris, wait, did you beat up a middle schooler for that shirt? I beat up a third grader. Yeah. We all do that. They were asking for it. Like Hat McCullough. With that many third graders gang up on you, they can be like piranha. Is third grade middle school? Oh, birthday twins. Now let me ask you this. This is more like back when you were in school or when you have to work 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. Do you prefer to have a Monday off or a Friday off? Because like when I was in school, most people seemed to want Friday off. And like I never quite understood that because Friday, at least when I was in school in the 90s, I raised by media, so I'm thinking Friday, I want to watch my Friday TV shows. Well, I can't do that if it's, noon and I'm used to being out of school at what, like 3 or 4, something like that. I bet it was on a Thursday. Ha ha. F-U-R. I get it. But see, I prefer to have Monday off because I like more like the idea of like, you sleep in maybe on that Monday and like watch everybody else go to school and go to work and, watch the school buses and all the traffic go by while you're like sleeping in. Or like maybe you didn't sleep in, but you're just staying in your jammies and staying comfortable and eating cereal while everybody's joining the rat race. And you're like, nah, I'll see you on Tuesday. Go ahead, suckers. That's just me. I don't know why that is. I don't have a. I think it's the whole. Maybe it's just being lazy. I'm not sure why, but I would rather start the week later than end it earlier. At least like work or school. There was a time when I was working in a factory and they were cutting down hours, and it was a choice between having Mondays off or Fridays off. They gave us Fridays off, which I mean that's fine. I'm not gonna complain, but it was consistent, so you always had that 3-day weekend right there. But if it was my choice, I would go for a Monday. Why a Friday? That's usually cram time before the weekend, Chris said. Lisa, Friday for me. Did you know it's always Friday once you're retired? Hey, where's my Fridays? I'm retired. Uh, Different kind of retired. Retired in that I would rather punch the trigger on a on that thing than punch a clock. I do not have it in me anymore. I also don't have dependents. I don't have anyone to um anyone whose income depends on me. So I was in a position to stop. Must be a Friday for me. Okay. So that's all right because everybody else can have their Friday off and I'll have my Monday off. That's okay. just from like like school or work, not from not from YouTube or quite frankly or anything like that. Has to be Monday through Friday, and I have to be live every Saturday. It doesn't matter. Again, if I'll be live on my birthday, and then I'll be live on the not this year but next year's New Year's Day. Plugging this in. I think I can work any day. Movement didn't freeze. Cool. Let me make it a little bit lighter. Let me see. It's not so bad. Making sure nobody went live. Oh, speaking of going live, this isn't going live. And I wouldn't miss a Saturday show anyway, just because it's fun going live. Is it Saturday today? Pretty sure it still is. Yeah, it is fun to do. I don't know why Frank does it, but no, it really is. I've been over that before. Oh, Monday's hangover day. Chris says, yeah. Shit. That takes me back. That was not a good day. Lisa, my nephew's grandfather, was a state trooper when he retired. Little nephew said, my granddad is a tired cop. That is cute. Aw. 'Cause that's what I thought it was when I was a little kid. It was tired. I didn't understand retired. So it just, oh, John, I'll take Monday off because I'm usually off on Friday. Oh, hell yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I remember it was like a year. We were only working 4 days at the factory, and everybody got a little bit thinner, except for the, high ups. Yeah, I was surprised because Saturdays are great because I get to go live, but before that, I get to watch Grand Theft Auto videos by Grace Still Plays. So I was waiting for that. I knew it was coming. I just wasn't sure of the time. It should be 4, but sometimes it's as late as 5:30. So I was like, well, let's just see what happens. Because if it gets 5:30, I really can't sit and watch a 24-minute video before I go live. So I can watch it later, but still. So I'm sitting there, and it was 3:50, and I was resting my eyes because I was like, well, I got 10 minutes, and my YouTube chime goes off. Who uploads at 3:50 on a Saturday? And I'm going through my mind like who could be doing an off cycle, off time upload? Look at my phone. What? It was Gray Still Plays 10 minutes early. It was Grand Theft Auto. I was like, fuck yes! Awesome! Bonus. So I got to see that before the show. Very cool. I can't recall the last time or if he ever uploads early, but maybe it makes up for uploading late. I'm not going to complain. That was amazing. Now, what I do for days off now, I will make sure to give myself one Sunday off, but it's you really can't be off when you keep your eye on the internet. So I'm still always, making sure I'm checking the internet at 9 a.m. And if, things chime off, I do keep on top of that. And I usually have to do laundry on Sunday. But it's as off of a day as I can have as far as like I'm not worrying about channel stuff, working on channel stuff, or like worrying about things I should be doing because I can't do because I rest my eyes because it hurts so much. But just sort of a mental break from the month. Chris, I was tired before, but now I'm retired. Yep, that's me. Ugh, I was exhausted before. I was just too much stress for too little benefits. If I'm going to have a 10-hour anxiety attack, I think I should be making like 10 grand a month, something like that. It's not worth the stress. And it was a job that doesn't help people. Well, Kara, we are all at least somewhat addicted. Yeah, we're all addicted to something. We all have this air addiction. If you think you don't have one, try going without for a minute. See how you feel. And then even those straight edge people. Well, I don't drink. I don't do drugs. I don't do this. I just do that. Well, you're addicted to exercise, and you're also addicted to being an asshole. Because who asked? Nobody goes around asking, hey, what are you not addicted to? Never come across that question. And since we are getting, oh yeah, yeah, Carrot, yeah, internet phone area. See, now some people are addicted to their phone, like some people, and I've had that happen too, where you just feel the need to pick it up. But then I'm like, well, it hasn't chimed off. I don't need to look up anything. Like, am I just making an excuse to pick up my phone to like, oh, let me check Tumblr real quick? It's like, no, just set it down. Wait till you need it's honestly just going through. It's muscle memory. Just get used to reaching for it. And like I have my calculator on there, so I like use it for that. It's also my calendar, so it does have a lot of stuff on it. But then you have to know when to cut yourself off. Know to not reach for it for everything. Don't just be bored and reach for your phone and start playing a mobile game. That's when you should not pick up your phone and maybe just think, or like sit there and appreciate that you do have a phone, and like rest your eyes and not always be looking at the screen, because even if you don't have bad eyes like I do now, looking at screens all the time, it's not good for you. Like, look at things that have depth that you can touch. Go look at a tree. Look at things that have things that are a distance away from you. Because take it from me, it is weird to even just walk the trash out to the dumpster when all you do is look at screens all day. If I'm on, if I'm not here, I'm on my phone. If I'm not on my phone, I've got the TV, and so I've always got screens in front of me. So I do realize that I need it for work, yeah, and I use it for fun too, but then you have to remember to take time away from that. You have to stop and think, what did I do before phones? Like, I might have read a book. I might have just sat there and just thunk about stuff. I might just thunk. I just listen to music, do something else. I just say I was on a Peruvian diet back in the day. Chris said, I heard someone say depressed stands for deep rest. Bella said it's the body telling you to rest. Like it, like, has that guy ever been depressed? That honestly does make sense, because depression, at least for me, makes me sleepy. Kara, yeah, I do the same self-police to make myself do something productive or rest my eyes too. Yeah, like instead of grabbing my phone, like, hey, maybe something needs to be cleaned up. Maybe I'm a little bit OCD and maybe too organized about things, but I'll take my plastic bags from the grocery store, and I learned this from YouTube videos, and I'll fold them up to save them instead of just stuffing them all in a bag. And I stick them in a tissue box, and then like I even have them color coordinated, like some are gray, some are white. Depends what I'm throwing away. And I'll like let me fold up my bags, because I don't always do that after I get back from the store. It's like little stuff like that. There's always like little things to do and clean and tidy up, and maybe that's just me, just being maybe kind of OCD. But like instead of picking up my phone, like, or like, do I need to like set out something for tomorrow? It's just like, don't always just be reaching for the phone. It's the same thing as if you're a cigarette smoker. If you're bored, don't just reach for a cigarette. Don't just reach for a drink or a pill just because you're bored. That's how, or a snack. That's how you get out of get out of hand. But since it is getting towards the end of my year, it made me think of New Year's resolutions. Is that something you have ever tried, or did it work? Did it not work? Um, I know Frank was saying once back when he did the personal training thing, January, everybody signs up, everybody wants to get in shape. And then by March, most of those people are gone. They have no staying power. But I might have mentioned this before when I did lose weight when I was 17. That was a New Year's resolution that started on January 1st because I didn't have religion yet. And it took a while. I was 175 at the start of the year. And by the middle of October, I was 130 pounds. And I thought it took forever. It was so much easier then than it is now. But I did it. It was a New Year's resolution. I stuck with it. It was tough. And I felt amazing for it. That was the first time I'd ever gotten it together. So they do work. I don't know. Do you guys, did you ever try a New Year's resolution, or do you think they're just a bunch of bull, like people just like talking themselves up? Oh, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna clean up and stop doing this, start doing that, and like, do you think it's bullshit, or do you think it's real? Just because I only think it's real just because it worked for myself, but you have to stick with it. Kara Singh, one thing we can always count on is a never-ending supply of know-it-alls on the internet. Right. Kara saying, mine last year was to read more, and I did for a few months and puttered out. Just gotta pick up the book again. Oh, what's up, Erica? How's it going? How's your Saturday? Chris just reached for the bong. Stop reaching, fool. That's okay. I usually am, because like I was saying, I did smoke more, but with my weight lower, it just makes me so sleepy. So like sometimes it's like I'll be real with you. I will like say I'll watch Gray's upload, then I'll eat, and then I might start smoking then. So like 5:30. But sometimes I will wait till later, like 6:30, sometimes right at 7 o'clock, and that's when I'll be smoking at the show and just take it easy the rest of the night. It's not a race. I don't need to like just smoke and smoke and smoke until I'm like packing a new one every 15 minutes. But just to just take the edge off, just get the brain thinking differently, loosened up, ignore the stress from the day. Not seeing 17 again. Yeah, no. I remember it fondly. I can remember surprisingly a lot from 1999. Um, Good times, interesting. It was, just the time of year things were. Good music was still out. You could still watch MTV pre 9/11. Oh, Lisa saying my BFF and someone else did a quit smoking New Year's resolution. Bet $100 to whoever caved. Stupid BFF lasted 2 weeks and had to pay up. Oh, that sucks. Oh. I worked with a girl at the factory, and she was a little bit bigger. Nothing wrong with that. And her father was also, he had worked there for a hot minute, and he was a little bit bigger guy too. They're both pretty cool. But then after, I don't know, so about a year after that, she was like, yeah, me and him got a bet on like who can like something like who can lose the most weight in a month, or who can lose like 10 pounds for something like that. So I'm like, okay, and keep me posted. And I think it was like the first month she won and got like, I don't know, like 50 bucks, 100 bucks, something like that. And then they might have done it for a second month. And then they got to month three, and she's like, "No, no, we're not doing that anymore." More power to them, though. That's cool to have somebody push you on. Like, I lost 5 pounds, but I lost six, so then you can work at it to get healthier. Because they both, like he has, what, had a daughter and grandkids. She had children of her own, so they had people to get healthy for. Oh, and Kara's saying I read somewhere the best time to make life changes is in the spring. I like that idea. Because it's spring, Aries begins the astrological new year. Things are starting up then. I do like March because it is I mean as far as like water signs go, like last Pisces was amazing, incredible time of year. When I do expect it to be hard just because my friend that had passed away was a Pisces, so sometimes around his birthday I feel rather low, but this year it was not like that. And then right the beginning of spring, I've got this never happens any other time of year, but I have 3 holidays right in a row. So March 21st, 22nd, 23rd. So it's a bit busy. And then I don't have any holidays in April. So it is a good time to kick things off because of that. So I do like that. It's good advice. Yeah, MTV was fun. Yeah. Back when they played just cartoons and music videos and they did like they'd play a music video and then they'd have like the little hey, did you know this was shot here, or like they'd show music videos and they'd tell you all the crime that happens and then add it up at the end. They still do that now on videos on YouTube. Like they'll sit and watch an action movie and like add up everything, all the laws that were broken, all the crimes that were committed, and I think I'm thinking about a channel I don't watch anymore. Disregard that. Not patriotic. I'll put it that way. Chris, it depends on how sober someone is when giving resolution. That to me seems. That to me is how it seems. It's gone for many around me. If sober, then focused. I stopped on January 2nd of last year. I hate the smell of cigarettes now. Hell yeah. Oh, fucking cigarettes. They've done more damage around here to frankly is just I hated them before. If I could it ought to be cigarettes need to be up there with meth and heroin as far as legality goes. Carrot, yeah, that's right. The human or the natural human cycle to come out of winter hibernation and spring into the season makes sense theoretically. It does. See, the world's coming alive again. You want to be part of it. We'll see how next March goes. That'll be fun since that'll be a year that I will have had the channel. Where are we at right now? Virgo. So that's 6 months. Yeah, can't even think of it. That'll feel longer to me. Now, as far as a New Year's resolution in January goes, I could have just waited it and started it on my birthday, which is also in January, but I didn't. And that there is something to, because everybody has their own personal year. It runs from your birthday to your birthday. So you could say, start doing something on your birthday, this year, do it for a year, whether it's dieting, reading, not looking at your phone or snacking or just screwing around when you could be doing something productive, little things like that. And it kind of depends too. Like I don't like when it's like spring and then it just stays cold until June. Like, okay, maybe sometime in April, maybe May. How about you try doing that heat thing? And that always feels good. Like last year in September it got cold early, and I don't know if it's going to do that this year. I would like it not to because that's just going to make it harder because of bad memories. Things started getting rough last September. They're on the upswing now, but it started. It's been a while. And I almost forgot this must have been a Friday show because that's how else would I remember it if it was on Thursday's show? There's no way I could remember it. But Frank mentioned that Spookies that his dad was in is getting a sequel, and folks in the chat room were talking about well, like, hey, let him give Anthony a cameo in the movie, like, Conte's, he's still alive, he's still in shape, he can still act, get in touch with this man. I don't know if they will. I don't think so. I don't even know where it's at production wise. I don't know if it's like just been announced, pre-production. If they're just starting to talk about it now and it's a Halloween spooky type of movie, then it would not be out for a couple of Halloween. So we're kind of getting ahead of ourselves, but that will be coming out. And if you haven't seen the original, Frank has played it on, quite frankly, but I believe anytime he plays a movie or something like that, he's playing it on the, quite frankly, dot TV, the network. So we can't all watch it together on YouTube, but if he does play it, it would be around Halloween, so you can watch it. I don't know if it's on YouTube for free. It might be on YouTube. You might have to pay for it. Haven't checked. Don't quote me on that. It is worth checking out. It is a B movie from the 80s. So it's what you're it is what you think, but it's not all bad. It is low key. A part of it does super kind of just slightly remind me of a storyline from Dark Shadows, the TV show. No spoilers. Um, I remember I liked it for that and something else. I can't remember what the something else is. And then Anthony's dad's in it. He's just that guy. You're not gonna miss him. It's fun. If you, it's fun if you don't like B movies. It's fun if you do. If you've never seen a B rated horror movie from the 80s, if that's your first one, it's a good one to start out on. It's cute. And then it's a backstory on that. I believe Frank said that because it might have come out in like, when did Spookies come out? I should know this. How can I forget this? Let me just look it up. Yeah, Spookies 1986. So yeah, I'm like, so Frank's mom would have been pregnant with him when this was being filmed. I'm not saying she was on the set or anything, just the timing of it. If you believe that kind of thing. Or Frank is 69 years old, or he was born in 1920. So that is getting a sequel. I doubt it's going to be out this year. Maybe it's going to be out in 2025. Yeah, good competition incentive. The $100 to quit smoking. Chris, and if you use your birthday and you follow through, you can celebrate and your birthday. Exactly. Yeah, like, hey, I started this resolution on my birthday last year and I made it to this year, and it's you can celebrate that with a drink. No, no. Oh, the sobriety. Damn it. Yeah, Kara, Matt needs to get his Trump groove back. Yep. He did the like when people like shave their cats in the summertime. Now Matt's got his head shaved. Oh, Jenna, what's up? How's it going? Oh, cool. I just got home from my dad's 3.5 hour drive. Ooh, yeah, that's a minute. It's worth it to see your dad, though. Oh, John, wow, that was the year after you graduated. Wow. Yeah. Oh, Spookies is on Shutter. Oh, I assume that's a free app. That's cool. Oh, I wonder if it's on Tubi. I am finding good movies on Tubi from Facebook of all places. No spoilers. That could possibly turn into a series on the channel. Spookies. Don't tell me they have it. They okay. Spookies is on Tubi. 1986. Okay. Yeah, and Tubi's a free app. That's how you can watch Dark Shadows right now. That is so cool. It does have a lot of obscure stuff that will not be on the bigger streaming networks, and that's why they're doing so well, because they do have obscure stuff like this, TV shows. Check Twitter really quick just to make sure I didn't miss any. All right, cool. Haven't missed a thing. Yeah, so you can watch Spookies free online somewhere. My dad sounds like a broken record, lol. So he got his catchphrases. Oh, Tubi has They Live. They do have They Live. I know I've got that on my list right now. Let me Good thing about Tubi is it's purple. It looks kind of blue. Trust me, it's purple. I don't want to show you what I have. I don't want to spoil anything, but let me see what I've got for my stuff. Will it tell me? Is that mine? That doesn't look like mine. Oh, maybe I just found that. They've got a fucking movie on here that I paid how much for, and it's fine. It's fine. It's worth it. It's fine, because you know what? They probably don't have the commentary, and that's what I wanted. They have the Zero Theorem. The Zero Theorem came out. I don't even have to look at this. It came out 2014. Christoph Waltz, Terry Gilliam film. Um, Robin Williams is uncredited as a not a narrator, but at some point there's some audio going on, and it's Robin Williams, but he's not credited for it. Um, I like the end. I'm a Christoph Waltz fan anyway, but I like how it ends. I like the whole movie. Don't. I'm not saying that, but I do like the ending. And they've got the Boondock Saints. And I've mentioned this to Frankincense Frank. Um, this was a TV movie, 1998, two-parter called Merlin. Sam Neill, Isabella Rossellini, Martin Short, Helena Bonham Carter, others. The graphics are what they are. That is just what CGI looked like in the late 90s. Don't mind it at all. It's not going to interrupt the movie. The acting is so good. It's not going to. Why are you shutting off? You know what? How about that? I don't need you anyway. I could recall that from memory. Yeah, Merlin, 1998. Watch it. And if you don't like it, you're wrong. No, it does have some amazing things in there. Jenna, he forgets he's told the same stories 100 times. Ugh, those kind. Oh, Jen Rogers, I watched it on there. Cool. Yeah, Tubi's amazing. Oh, Scott, how's it going? How's your Saturday? Said he watched Spookies a couple months ago. Before I knew Frank's dad was in it. Wow! Oh, that's so cool. What is my phone doing? You don't need to shut off. I'm going to make it think. You know how you force an appliance to think? I'll show you. If you have something that requires a plug and it kind of freezes on you, like the buttons don't work, nothing like that, can't take out the battery, whatever, just grab the charger and stick it on the charger, and that forces it. Yeah, now who's awake? I scared it, and that forces it to think. Or you can just threaten to plug it in and it comes back on like I did. Or here's something you can do with YouTube, since YouTube is so friggin' stubborn. Never wants to play my videos. Not my own videos. Because if I'm watching a video, I don't watch ads, so I back out of it, hop back in. It doesn't always want to play the video right away. So what I do is I start thinking about grabbing my phone. Sometimes that makes it work. Other times I've got to turn it on, go to YouTube, tap the video I'm watching, and then the TV will play. You have to threaten it. You have to scare it. Now, what's wrong with you, Tubi? I'm going to force you back open. How dare you? Oh, Patrick, watched They Live on TV last year? Sweet. It's not available on YouTube in the US. Oh, damn. Oh, I forgot about that. Oh, yeah. But all in the same place. Lisa, oh, God. Decided to dry some dishes while listening. I promptly left grip on a bowl that flew onto a huge glass measuring vessel. And bam, glass everywhere. Just finished the tedious cleanup. Oh, shoot. Yeah, there's been too much gravity around the last few days ever since Mercury retrograde ended. Yeah, just don't walk around barefoot. That sucks. Jenna, I'm on Amazon now buying a new auxiliary cable for the car. Damn straight. Anyway, like I was scrolling. Do you mind? Got some Bruce Campbell stuff on here. Since he's such a great actor, it's so hard to find his early stuff, but they've got it on here. And I know they had Modern Times and City Lights, Charlie Chaplin films. Not worried, I don't see them right now. But yeah, lots of good stuff on Tubi. Not sponsored. I wish I would have found it sooner. There isn't a lot of crossover either. By that I mean I don't, because again, I look for a movie, I go to Tubi first. If it's not there, I see if Netflix has it. Um, I can't think of one instance where like both platforms had the same film. So maybe that makes sense, money wise, but yeah, either one will have it or the other, or nobody has it, and then I just don't need to see it that badly. But yeah, Spooky sequel. That's I would something like that. I would definitely watch the original and then go watch the sequel. I don't know if I would watch it in the theater. Depends who they cast. I'd have no idea how they would do that. I don't remember how that movie ended if they can do a sequel, but we'll see. And then speaking of sequels, I don't know the exact name of the sequel. We'll just call it The Joker 2. Back in 2019, it was October 2019. It was just a few days after. It was October 14, 2019. I don't know why I specifically remember that, but that's when I went to go see Joker. Um, Now, I'm the type where I know this can start a fight, and that's okay. Nothing wrong with the Jack Nicholson Joker. Um, it was the man. That's all we had back in the day. And then I don't know too much about the Mark Hamill Joker. I know that what I've heard, it's good. But then Heath Ledger played the Joker, and that is my Joker. Um, that just is. The man passed away like 4 days after my birthday, and then the following July, I was sitting in the theater watching that man earn his Oscar, and then the following March they gave it to him. So, and I do get defensive about Heath Ledger. So it must be getting cold. Is the temperature going down? It's supposed to be cooler on Monday. It's supposed to be like today's 27, Monday's supposed to be 21, but so anyway, Heath Ledger was my Joker, and I would, still stand by that. And then, whenever it was, it came out some clip of it's like Joaquin Phoenix in, like that paint that's kind of like, like not spot on, but not sloppy. And he's kind of just skipping down some dirty New York street. And like that's all the footage was. And I'm sitting back like, that's not a Joker. That's just a crazy man in face paint. What is this about? Jump to go to see the movie. You've seen Joker. It's worth the hype. Really did like it. And that's all there was. I didn't know. And they kind of talked about a sequel early on, didn't they? But anyway, so now they were talking about a sequel, I don't know, a year or so ago, and then they talk about Lady Gaga being in it. And whereas like in 2019, I would have probably lost my shit, hearing about it after the fact, after Chromatica came out. I didn't care. But I do like Joaquin Phoenix. I do like Joker. So because of that, like, yes, I do want to go see it. Uh, um, as far as Gaga acting goes, I've really only seen her in Machete Kills and American Horror Story Hotel, and then she had a little part in Roanoke, American Horror Story. I have not seen her version of A Star Is Born. I haven't seen that House of Gucci. Just haven't seen it, so I don't know. Like she can act. I'm not saying she's gonna do a bad job. Uh, and then I heard it might be a musical. I don't know if that's true. That could just be a rumor. I get all of my news from Tumblr, so I don't know. But since I do want to see it, and then I do see the release date is a week before New Year's Day. It comes out October 4th. If my eyes are good enough by then, I do want to go see it. And if I do go see it, I will have to see it right away because it's a new movie. And then, of course, I'll come out here and review it and spoil it for you guys because it's the polite thing to do is to not spoil a movie if it's within the first 2 weeks of it coming out. But if you're doing a review of a movie, you get to spoil the whole thing and warn people in the title so you don't get in trouble, whatever. So that's what I would do. I don't know if you guys are interested in that, but so again, if my eyes are up for, I do want to do that, even if it means going to my crummy local theater with the painful chairs that don't recline, that don't let you put your feet all the way up, that don't have the cup holder and all that stuff. I would go do that because, like, what if it's good? What if it's because I didn't know anything about Joker at all. I think the only reason I saw it was like maybe somebody like Vincent D'Onofrio tweeted about it, and it's like, well, hey, I mean, I like Joaquin Phoenix anyway. Let's go see. So, and sometimes that's all it takes. I'll just get a little suggestion somewhere, and then I will buy something or watch something, and it's like, oh my God, why didn't I watch this sooner? So, maybe that's all it takes. Maybe it's gonna be good. Maybe it's just gonna be garbage, and I'll waste $40. But I'll watch it so you don't have to. And I don't know how smoothly that's gonna go. I don't know because I can't sit there and take notes in the theater, and it's a 2-hour movie. But we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Maybe I can watch it and do a review while my memory is still fresh and get most of it. And well, without watching anybody else's review of it, mind you. I don't know what other people are going to talk about. I don't know. I haven't watched reviews of the first one just to see how far it flies. Maybe I suck at reviewing movies. We'll find out. We'll find out together. Oh, Chris, sorry about that. Wife tossed me my re-up bag. Hell yeah. Had to step away to jar it up. I know how that is. Always protect the supply. Jack's Joker was done with fish hooks and fishing line to pull his mouth that way. Oh, I didn't know that. Really? Oh, I don't. Damn it. I'm kind of interested in how that was done now. I thought it was like some. I don't know. I don't know how they did that. Oh. Yeah, John, I say now that reminds me, maybe I should watch the Deadpool Wolverine movie tonight. I would definitely. I am interested in that. I kind of want to watch the second Deadpool before I watch that. I don't know if there's like continuity, and I haven't seen any of the Wolverines, but they do have that Madonna remix that is epic. So I would be watching it for that. I do like Deadpool though, the first one. I forget who recommended it to me, or it might have been some folks at work that were just into comic books anyway, and it was just on TV. Plus, it's got I can't remember the actress's name, but she was in Firefly. Inara is the character's name. I was like, oh hey, her. Ryan Reynolds is. I mean, I've always liked Ryan Reynolds. Was it called Waiting? This was a movie like late 90s, early 2000s about people working in a restaurant, and it's kind of what it's like if you've never worked in food service. That is what it's like. You're just screwing around. You got to do things to keep yourself sane. Maybe not quite as vulgar as things get in that film, but it's got the feel to it. Holy shit, Chris is saying Jack requested them to, they wanted to use prosthetics, but he wanted it realistic. Okay, it like the what Quentin Tarantino, you can't use fake fruit on his set. It's got to be real fruit because the camera can tell, or whatever his reason is. I don't know why. I'd rather see him filming fresh fruit than feet. Just making sure. Okay, yeah, no, this was not directly related to the show last week, but since Frank was is currently off of YouTube until this Tuesday, he sometimes does go live between 9 and 11 a.m. Eastern time for like a coffee chat just to shoot the breeze. Sometimes he's asking, like he'll have a guest on and he's wanting extra questions to ask them, or just topics he would like that the audience would like to see covered on the show just sometime in the future. Just spitballing ideas and talking about his day and his morning and just drinking his coffee and just keeping it chill for a morning stream. But can't do that on YouTube, so you have to go somewhere else. And he was live on Instagram. If I don't know if you guys follow Frank on Instagram. Think of the fastest way I can find it for you. He is active on Instagram too. It's not like he was just using it to go live just the one day. I don't know how to use Instagram. I have one. I just don't use it. The last time I posted something was 2017. I gotta use this more. Copy. Because Frank went live from Instagram, so sitting there. It's hard for me to see my laptop too much before noon, so I was panicking. Like, well, how do I do this? How do I can't really find it on the website fast enough on the TV, so I just pulled it up on the laptop, and then it pulls up a chat room, and it's not bad for chatting. There's a lot of space in between like each individual comment, and then I don't think it lets you scroll back up, so it's a bit intense. You actually have to stare at it and read it. You can't look away and do other things or do what I was doing, which was crying. I get to tell that story now. Great. Hold on. Okay, here we go. This is quite frankly on Instagram. Just in case he has to go live again and he's not on YouTube like that. And I think the only reason I got that notification was because he said something in Discord to let people know he was going live there. Is that what happened? What day was that? What day is today? It was the 28th? Yeah, of course it was the 28th. I just said that. Okay. It must have been. Announcements. Yeah, it was. It was on the Discord. Going live for a coffee stream. 9:53 a.m. Oh my goodness, that's so early. Now Frank does have a link to Discord on his channel, but the link expire like it doesn't work for me when I click on it. So I don't know if it's just me, if it's because I'm in the Discord, or if it's just an expired link. Let me try this out. So that will take you to Frank's Discord, so you can get the announcements when he does go live for his coffee chats in the morning. I get a notification on Discord first, and that's how I know to go to wherever he's going to be live. That's the only reason I'm catching these things. It's not the YouTube notification, it's the Discord notification. So you can, I mean, you don't even have to chat in there. You can just join it, turn on notifications for the announcements room, and that's how I find those things out. So what happened was I didn't ask for this. This just came about. I was speaking with a friend and just talking to him about my dad. And I didn't ask for this. And then all of a sudden, dude's like, well, I found this about him. I found that out about him. I found out this about him. And I'm thinking, whoa, 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 whoa. I've been following this man's channel since about 2017. You just found out about Grace Still Plays. How do you know this stuff? And then I figured out, well, he must be looking it up. Like he's a detective like the Zells. So I'm like, okay. I didn't say stop. And then he's like, well, I found out his real name. And I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. I don't want to know that. I want to know his birthday because I'm an astrology person. That's what I want to know. you can't find an exact date. But it is what it is. I knew I was gonna have to live with that for the rest of my life. I won't know my dad's birthday until I'm dead. I know that already. Okay. So I had to let it sit for a while, and I don't know how long it was that I was told this. I'm like, don't tell me it now. I didn't want to know, but then I realized, well, if I can't learn his birthday, there's only one other thing I could learn that's significant, and that would be his name. So I wasn't ready to hear it then. I'm like, let me wait for Mercury retrograde to end. And then I was like, well, you know what? Tell me on the 28th. Tell me that day. I'll ask you then. Not before then. I wasn't ready. I'm like, I'll tell you on the 28th. Or ask. I will ask you for that information on the 28th. Don't tell me to it before then. Uh, Chris, that's right. What about the Leo scene when he slams his fist on the table and the wine glass stem shatters and he went through with his hands, stayed in character in the scene, and it was left in the final movie? He's talking about Django Unchained. If you've never seen that movie, I don't know how. Came out in like 2013. Christoph Waltz. How have you not seen it? It does have language, but yeah, it gets to spoilers for Django. You've probably heard about this scene, even if you haven't seen the movie, but it's towards the end of the movie, and they got these little, it's like that much of the glass, and then that much is the stem. And at one point, Leo just smashes his hand down on the table. I mean, you hear the thing break, and he picks his hand up, and you can tell that like it's cut. There's blood. He's looking at it. He's doing this. And I mean, like he stays in character. He's lighting his cigarette. He's doing the lines. He's not like shaking the blood off or anything. He's still doing all the gestures the same. Gets through the whole scene. And you watch it and it's intense. And then you find out later on, like, no, he really did cut the F out of his hand, but just kept, didn't stop, just kept going with it because it was a good take. So more power to him. It makes that scene even more intense. It's like knowing that Viggo Mortensen broke his toe when he kicked that orc's helmet in the second Lord of the Rings. And that scream wasn't just anguish. It was because, like, no, this dude had a medical situation now. So I had gone out that day, so my eyes were kind of tired. Get home, just trying to relax. Frank goes live, run over there, kind of panicking, get everything set up. Then I look at my cell phone, and my friend had just told me my dad's name. Like that's all that was written there, nothing extra, just a name. And I knew what that was. I didn't ask for that then, but that's what it was. There it was, just sitting there on my phone. And there I was sitting there, quite frankly, basically. And I just broke down crying. And then my first thought was that I've cried more in front of Frank than anybody else in the last 9 years. Whether it's like, I don't sit there and cry every show, but I mean, like we find out like somebody passed away, or I'm like cry laughing at something, like something like that. An event happens, and just tears, whether they're happy or sad. And I guess it's just going to happen for the rest of my life, whether I want it to or not. It wasn't even the Frankly time of day, and it's like here I am crying in front of Frank again, and it's like I had the tablet here, and I've got my phone over here, and I'm like just sitting on the bed, just looking forward. It's like I don't have time to be upset. I need to watch this chat room and see what everybody's doing. But I always find out important stuff like that when there's something else going on. It's never like everything's just free and clear and then you get this information. No, it's always when something else is going on, something I have to pay attention to, like, quite frankly. So it's on one hand, time is in place to stop everything from happening at once, and then stuff like this happens. And I'm not going to say what it is. The last thing I'm going to do is dox anybody. So, of course, I'm not going to drop that information here. It's nothing I would have looked up myself, even. So even if I did look it up myself, I would not drop that information here. It's like giving out somebody's social security number. I would not do that. I'm not an a-hole like that. And I can't really hint at it either. I wouldn't want to do that. I don't like. I'm not trying to give away somebody's identity like that. That's not cool at all. But after the like initial shock of it wore off and like the stream ended and some hours went by and I could process it a bit more, I'm looking at my dad's name and I'm looking at my name, and uh, uh, the most I will say is that I have one of my initials is the same as him, and I I like that because all of the like my June 8th show before I updated my handle, I was, going back and forth with that I couldn't be a plays. I'm not, this is not a gaming channel. I could not have any part of his handle in mine. Our channels are different like that. That's just how things are. That's okay. So, but it was a little bit upsetting to just be so disconnected from family. But then to come to find out I'm not as disconnected as I thought I was then. And I do have to stop there before I get emotional. So it's like say like again, could be I can tell myself it's okay, I'll never know his birthday. But the fact that I do know his name and there is an initial that's similar to mine does make me feel more connected to my family than I ever have been. So I did have to bring that up. Don't want to get emotional on camera, but I did want to bring that up. And this is a good time to check my phone. I don't think there's. I keep going to Twitter and it keeps asking me to sign in. I mentioned this before. I don't know. Again, maybe it's my phone. Maybe I've used it too much and I've got to delete it and re-download it. I don't know. It's just teasing me. I'm just making sure Frank did not go live. No, nothing. Okay, no. Just making sure. All right, that's okay. Oh, what did I just read? Oh, Lisa. So my sister is due back from Anchorage soon. 600 miles just for car warranty work. Anyway, she called to tell me two different techs at the dealership shop broke their hands today. Oh my God. Did they punch each other or their hands broke? Jesus. Get a girlfriend, man. You're. Oh my God. Hopefully not their like dominant hand. Jesus. Is that like every time you go to apply for a job, they tell you that the guy or girl who looks at applications is on vacation? Well, I want their job. I want the job of looking at applications so I can always be on vacation. Pardon me. Nose is a little bit drippy. Oh, and I will say now that the Monday show is going to end right at 9 o'clock, just because Mondays I've got another show I go to that starts at 9, so that one will end right on time. Want to kind of do the same thing here. Oh, Jenna, cold weather and they cracked. LOL. Oof. Yeah, yeah. Like, you get carpal tunnel, you get creaky, you move your hand the wrong way, and suddenly you've got a issue for a few weeks. Two separate incidents. Okay. So are they playing the game where they like hit their hand with the hammer, and if they cry, they've got a drink? trying to get their soda out of the vending machine, and then the same guy goes to buy another soda. He tries to get his breaks his hand. No, I hope they're okay. That's terrible. I couldn't break a hand. I've got to type for internet. Ugh. Yeah, is anything I brought up that I should go over, or anything I was talking about and trailed off on and never got back to? I can we've got about 10 minutes left here. I can go over that, or if there's something else you want to bring up for 10 minutes, that's all right too. Keep it pretty loose here. I just remember to stay out of Boulder, Colorado, and watch Spookies on Tubi. Since it is getting into the, I know Frank gets heavy into Halloween. I know he was saying starting in September he changes over his playlist. So if you get into like spooky movies for Halloween, I guess this is the time of year for it. Chris, like, hey Bob, reach in this bag while I swing this here wrench at it. All right, lay your hand flat, and close your eyes. Why are you holding that hammer? Just shut up and do it. It'll be fun. What's this feel like? They're just testing out their medical insurance. No, no, I don't know. Oh, that's terrible. Ugh. It's bad enough because with my carpal tunnel, I mean, I don't got to work in factories or anything like that now, but I'll sleep with wrist braces on. So it just looks like I don't know, fighting somebody before I go to bed. I can not wear them and be okay, but you're kind of taking a risk because you don't know which way you're gonna lay with your hand, and then suddenly it just is not going to be a hand the next day. It just hangs out at the end of your wrist and does nothing. So can't really lose a whole day with a hand. And that's probably what, well, like the workers' comp Chris said. Yeah, right. Well, with my eyes being the way they are, even if they were good, I don't think I would be that much of a makeup wearer because, again, you gotta like hold these little tools with your hand and just all that time. It just, I don't see myself doing that. It is needed, but it's not gonna happen. Like I can't use a sewing machine to save my life, but I can hand sew, but it takes forever because I can be sewing on one day and then the next day I go to sew, I can't because this is all gonna hurt. All this, the brain of your hand right there, that's gonna hurt. Can't even do that. Now see, I wonder about this. I just got finished with I did the Yes Cacao. July I did one kind. August I did one kind. I was done with that yesterday. So September, I don't know if I should go back to the Cultivate Elevate the Pearl Powder, which was for insomnia and vision, or the Dragon's Blood, which was for pain in my back, because I say after about most of a month of being off of the Dragon's Blood, it's not so bad. It doesn't feel like it hurts so bad anymore. It's kind of evened out. So I've got let's see. I've got till the end of the day to figure that out. I'll think of something for tomorrow. This comes together quick. And then since it's still August, I don't want to talk about anything that happened good in August. I'll save that for September just because we've got a little bit more of this month to go. Oh yeah, Lisa, yeah, take it easy. Gotta scoot. Cheers, Nikki and gang. Have a great evening and a pleasant tomorrow. Yeah, you too. Have a great tomorrow. Enjoy your holiday. Last I knew around here there was a a town nearby would have something called the Melon Festival. And all that meant to me was I could go get Berardi's French fries, which are like kind of like the thick cut fries, and you can put the um uh, what kind of the malt vinegar and then salt and ketchup on them, and those are banging. And then another place does tacos, and those are great too, even though they're expensive. I don't care. It's fair food. That's why you're there to spend money. And then they do like like deep fried Snicker bars, stuff like that. That's a given. But then they had the ice cream. They had the like watermelon ice cream and cantaloupe ice cream and a third one I can't think of, honeydew. And they sold that there because a local place makes it. And the parking's free because you can just park on the street. So that made it better than the Walleye Festival. And it's like one square block in this town that just branches out just a tiny bit, but it's just one block in like Milan, Ohio, and there's trees. Last I knew, I can't remember what year I was there last. I don't know if they still do it. Yeah, cantaloupe ice cream. Hell yeah, Chris says. And they'll even like cut a cantaloupe in half, put the ice cream inside. You can take some home with you if you want to spend that much, and you can keep it cold to get it home and all that stuff. And of course, it's gonna cost, but that's why you're there. So that would be the thing to do. Like if I had like family to go out with, if I could like see for that long, maybe if somebody else drove, sure. Not with my eyes the way they are. But in theory, it's fun. I don't believe I'll ever go back, but I can remember it. And maybe it's not as good now. Maybe I'm better off not going. Maybe it was better in the past, and if I go there now, it'll be crummy. So maybe I'm better off that way. Which, yeah, considering the last 4 years, could be true. Hell yeah, Jenna. The only thing I liked was funnel cake. Funnel cakes are good. I like elephant ears, but after I eat a whole one, I just feel sick. I wonder why all that sugar and fried food. How can that be bad for Chris? Yeah, now you can just go to Tops and buy it. Yeah, God, I hate Tops though. Their chocolate milk always gave me a headache in school. I don't know how you mess up chocolate milk. And then what they do, this pisses me off. I can go to Mitchell's Ice Cream, which is a bigger, better place. They have more stores and try samples. But I go into Tops, and the names of all the ice creams are some weird phrases. Like these words do not describe the ice cream at all. And then they have a sign up that says no samples. How am I supposed to know what any of this is? So I just left. You don't need my money. And you know what? Don't buy their ice cream anyway because they sell it in the store. I look up ingredients on my, Walmart app before I buy food because I'm not going to spend 3 hours in the store reading stuff with the light and all. But Top's ice cream, that's one you don't want to buy. It just got a lot of, I forget exactly what, but it's either high fructose corn syrup or it's just a ton of sugar or like read the ingredients. It's not something you want to buy all the time just because of the ingredients or it just no. Oh, it is just on rare occasions. John is saying, yeah, like I want like you would think it's popular enough to sell all year, but I don't know. They might do seasonal things, but yeah, if you happen to be driving down Route 2, however you pronounce it, the closest one I know is I think it's in Avon, Ohio. It was a newer store when I was first going to it. Mitchell's Ice Cream. They do everything like it's all local stuff. Like they get food like locally. They're not like buying like foods and fruits and things from other countries. But another thing they do is like they make the waffle cones in house. So like you walk inside and they're making the fresh waffle cones. Oh my God, yeah. And they're big suckers too. They hook you up. And last I knew they give you free water, and I always get dehydrated eating ice cream, and there was free water. That's the only place I ever saw that. Again, this was a while ago. This was the When I first store I went to was like 2005. So it's been a minute. Hopefully they're still doing good. But yeah, there was a few stores up here in up around the Route 2 area. They're worth checking out. Ben and Jerry's for me. Ben and Jerry's. Yeah. I really do have to. I just anymore. Can't go wrong with the banana sundae. Absolutely not. I want them to do some kind of blueberry ice cream. Blueberry anything. We've been over blueberries, but if they could do that, I will check it out. If it's not full of high fructose corn syrup, I can just drink a soda if I want that. I mean, we're all getting bad chemicals in us. It's not like anybody's completely free of these additives and stuff, but I don't need to really be adding more to it. Oh, I'm glad you guys were. It's gonna be so lame. Glad you guys were able to add me to your Saturday. That was lame. I shouldn't have said it. No, seriously, I'm glad you guys there had some free time today. It's always a great time seeing you guys. And we get to do this same thing in just a couple of, well, a day. We've got Sunday to get through, and then we can come right back here for Monday. Ooh, black raspberry, Jenna. That is good. I'll tell you what, with raspberry, even if you're not a fan of raspberry, have it with some chocolate. It is so that combination is so good together. It's like sea salt and caramel. Excellent. Yeah, good night. Have a great holiday. Yeah, be careful if you are going out with the crazies out and it being summertime and the extra gravity around. Don't hurt your hand. But yeah, definitely check out the Zells, see what they're up to. Hug your family after you're done listening to those podcasts. And just follow these folks on social media. They're doing good stuff. And I mean, we did notice a little bit of an audio issue at the Miss Shorty streams, but we're in the process of getting that cleared up behind the scenes. So that's we'll see how it goes for Friday. And I will be mentioning that in the quite frankly chat room about the Zells. Go check them out because they're doing good stuff over there. And then Frank Zell did tell me to thank everybody who was at the first stream because he couldn't be in the chat room, but he did see us in there. So he did want to say thank you for that. Oh, William, how's it going? Oh, awesome. Yeah, thank you. Have a great time, fam. Yeah, drop a like and well, you like the show and comment after the stream if there's anything you do want to see or don't want to see. And the stuff from last week, we'll do the balcony chat Monday, so I'll get with you on that. I did find out a few things over on Twitch, so we'll discuss that in just a day here. And then it will be a regular Tuesday through Friday week, quite frankly. As of right now, that's what we know. Yeah, Patrick, see you on Monday. Take care. And thanks to anybody who was watching and didn't comment or couldn't comment, because I know there are folks who don't have YouTube, but they do still watch YouTube content. They just don't want to sign up for an additional account. I get it. So cheers to them. And if you did take your pants off, I guess you can leave them right there. You'll just be picking them back up in a day here. I just wonder if I say if it's in a day, does that make it sound like it's tomorrow? It's not tomorrow. The only person that goes live on Sunday is sometimes Jim Lee. Let me get straight in the shot for the end of the video. One of these, I was way off to the side. I don't know what the hell I was doing, but I was just off one side or the other. I can't remember that. These goes by so fast and they're so much fun. I can't remember them while they're happening almost. I'll watch this back tomorrow and be like, oh, okay, that's what that was. I cannot recall that at the time. So yeah, take it easy if you're staying in. Don't start your New Year's resolution tonight. We're nowhere near New Year unless today happens to be your birthday. Yeah, just enjoy the sun being in Virgo with no Mercury retrograde. Oh, sweet. Yeah, Chris says, leaving my pants on the boom over there. I'll be back for those, maybe. Yeah. I might put those back on. We'll see. But it's cold. Yeah, that's not a determining factor. I still feel sexy. Or you can just leave them on, like, just hang your pants over the microphone, or just hang them over the, if I had an extra pair of pants, just put them over the camera. It would just fall. Okay. See, now I seem so dark on here, but I'm sure it's just my computer. It's got to be fine for you guys. So sorry, I heard water. I couldn't tell if it was raining or if it was somebody's air conditioner making noise. I can feel the turnaround after the retrograde carrot. Yeah, me too. I felt it really hard when I was out before on the 28th when I was doing my running around. The energy was just kind of extra strong, and I think that's what it was. Just getting used to the unretrogradeness, having everything filter through. Like it feels like it's calming down now, but like those first few days, I was feeling it. Strutting in the skivvies, lol. Yep, that's me. I cannot wear pants around the house when it's warm. Just undies and a shirt and bare minimum, like it's Florida. So yeah, have a great night. Spend some time with your family if you can, and if not, you can well, just do like I will. I'll see you guys on Monday. We're all family. We'll be back together in a couple days. Got some movies to watch. So enjoy your time off if you had time off for the holiday from your 9 to 5. And if not, just enjoy retirement. Yeah, John Rogers. Yeah, have a great night, everyone. Keep fighting the good fight. And always support all of your favorite content creators. Like, share, make sure notifications are on with all notifications on. And if you visit any chat rooms, always smash the like button. It makes it look good for the guests that they have on, so maybe they'll have them back on in the future. Yeah, that's a good one. I'll probably think of something to say. If I didn't say it tonight, well, we'll think of it Monday. Or if again, if I left something out, leave it in the comments of this video, and I'll get to it Monday. Yeah, I love you guys. Until next time.